Hey everyone, welcome to your yoga recovery class. We are going to go through a series of slow yoga poses, and this is going to be a great class for you to stretch your muscles, get some mobility back, and just a great workout for when we need to have a recovery day. For this class, all you need is your yoga mat and grab some water. Make sure you take water breaks as often as you need. You can hit pause, rejoin us at any time. If you're ready, let's do it. Come to the back of your mat and stand tall in mountain pose. Your feet are about hip width apart, ankles, knees, hips are in line. Your back is straight, trying to lengthen the spine. Shoulders are down, palms are facing forward, and you are straightening the neck in a nice, tall posture here. Close your eyes if you'd like. Take some deep breaths before we get started. Inhale all the way in. Exhale all the way out. Inhale all the way in. Exhale all the way out. Go ahead and open your eyes. Bring your hands to heart center. Let's reach straight overhead. Nice elongation. Maybe a slight back bend. Nothing too crazy. We're just starting out. And let's fold all the way forward. So hinge at the hips. Bend your knees so that the chest is resting on the thighs. Hands are behind, just about where your calves are at. And relax the head. Shake that head. Yes. Yes, we are taking care of our bodies and doing our good workouts. Now shake the head no. No to all those bad temptations that we have during training, bad food, not finishing workouts. And let's go yes again. Now just go ahead and completely relax into this pose. Again, bend the knees as much as possible or as much as you need so that the thighs and the chest have come together. This will take the strain out of the lower back so that you're hinging at the hips. Go ahead and grab opposite elbows and let the head hang. Place the hands on the shins, straighten the back for a halfway lift. And really press into the shins here. Elongate the back, get a nice flat back. You're not shrugging the shoulders, so make sure the shoulders are down the back, as I like to say. And let's fold forward again. Go ahead and stand all the way up, hands above the head. You can clasp your thumbs as I'm doing here. I like to do that a lot. Reach up, chest towards the sky. Exhale, and let's fold all the way forward again. Bend the knees as much as you need. Hands are by the calves. Relax here. Let it all go. Let that head feel heavy. Now hands on the shin, halfway lift, straighten those legs. Back is nice and flat. Let's fold forward again. And stand all the way up. Raise that chest towards the sky. Feel like you have a string in your chest that is just lifting you up. And let's fold all the way forward and walk it out to our first downward facing dog. So this is our first downward dog of the day. The hands are out in front. You've got the weight of your hands, or the weight of your upper body between the first finger and thumb. So kind of like where that L shape is formed. That's where you want to have your weight pressing into the mat. That's going to help protect the wrists. The arms are straight as possible. You're not shrugging the shoulders, but shoulders are down the back, and you're pressing your chest toward your thighs. Hips go straight into the air, and you'll feel that nice stretch down the back of the legs, hamstrings, calves. Let the head be heavy here. Nice deep breaths. Now for us that are hikers, I know that our glutes, piriformis, IT bands get tight. So take your heels and put your heels together and your toes are pointed out. This is gonna feel like a nice stretch down the side of the legs. So IT band, piriformis, glutes, you'll feel that here. So just play around with that for a second, see how that feels. You can even sway your hips side to side. Feel a little bit more intense of a stretch. Fantastic. Now bring your feet back to the original down dog facing pose. And now just shift your hips from side to side. You should feel a stretch through your lats here. Just keep going side to side. Go as fast or as slow as you need to go in this pose. Nice job. Okay, let's go ahead and come down to puppy pose. So just drop the knees. Knees are in line with the hips. Stretch the hands out and let that chest and forehead sink to the ground. Relax here. Okay, go ahead and start to press back up into downward facing dog. Now from here, you are just going to walk your feet all the way forward to the front of your mat with as many steps as you need to take. Here we are in forward fold again. Take a deep breath. Remember, bend the knees as much as you need so that the chest is on the thighs. This will protect the low back. Left leg, go ahead and shoot that leg back. Drop the knee, chest up, look up. Should feel really nice. You're gonna feel it through the hamstring on the front leg, and then we're gonna get this nice stretch through the hip flexor. Again, chest is up. Imagine that string reaching to the sky. And just breathe here. If it's too difficult with your hands on the ground, you can always use blocks to prop yourself up, or you can always come up to the knee. That's always an option here. Okay, right leg, go ahead and bring it back. Downward facing dog. Sink into your down dog here. Take a few deep breaths. Now let's bring the left leg forward. Same stretch, drop that back knee. Sink into the stretch here. So again, you'll feel a nice stretch through the hamstring. Good stretch through the hip flexor on that foot that's extended back. Chest up, look up, breathe here. Hands on the ground. Left foot comes back. Downward facing dog. Come to plank. Drop the knees, drop the chest and chin. Now come through to cobra. So you're gonna drop the hips and you're gonna peel up from the ground by using your back muscles. So your hands are here under the shoulders for some support, but the majority work is coming from your back. Again, chest forward. Imagine you have a string. Beautiful. Press up, downward facing dog. Now bring the right foot forward. We're gonna step up into warrior one. So the back foot goes to 45 degrees. Your front foot stays at a nice straight forward. You've got a nice 90-degree bend with the knee. Hips stay forward. Go ahead, come up. Hands reach to the sky. So imagine you're holding this nice ball of energy over your head. And just breathe here. Watch on your balance. So one of my favorite things that a yoga teacher has ever told me was, how you do anything is how you do everything. So think about that for a moment. How you do anything is how you do everything. Okay, go ahead, hands down. Come to plank. Knees, chest, chin. Drop the hips. Come up into cobra. Again, engaging through the back, the upper back, peeling that chest off the ground. Press all the way up to downward facing dog. This time, left foot comes forward for warrior one. Back foot drops to 45 degrees. Keep that 90-degree bend in the front leg. Grab that ball of energy again and come on up. You're not shrugging the shoulders. Keep the shoulders down and press the weight into the outside edge of your back foot. So how you do anything is how you do everything. And I love that application to yoga and to life because it's really true. So when we get into tough yoga poses that we have to hold for a long time, the way that you approach something tough in life is sometimes the way that you approach difficult poses in yoga. So you stick with it and you just muscle through, or maybe you try to adjust the time that you're in the pose by playing with your hair, adjusting your clothes. Or maybe that you just have realized that there's a time in your life where we don't have to make things so difficult for us. So maybe it's a pose where, you back out of it for a little bit and then you come back in and tackle it full strength. But I always think about that when I'm in yoga poses and going through a yoga class, is how I do everything. How I do anything is how I do everything. Hands come down. Plank. Knees, chest, chin. Cobra. Push through. Downward facing dog. Breathe here. Walk out your dog if you need to, if that feels good, or just stay static. Okay, right foot comes forward. We're going to move into warrior two. So back foot drops to 90 degrees. Nice 90 degree in the front bend, or front leg. Come all the way up. Hips are now at a 45 degree angle. And your hands, one palm is forward, one is back. So alignment for that is your hand would be over the ankle so that you're in a straight line. This one's over the knee. Your gaze is forward. Take some deep breaths here. How you do anything is how you do everything. I've noticed that in some of my yoga poses where I have the option to either stay still and quiet, or oftentimes I will go for some sort of movement, and that's just my own body's nervous system and how I've been trained for a while, and we all have as military and first responders, is we feel like we always have to be moving. And that's not a bad thing, and we don't have to change it, but we need to be aware of it, because sometimes that's not always the most effective way to approach things. Let's go ahead and flip the palms. You'll feel this if you are shrugging your shoulders, because it's much harder to shrug your shoulders when your palms are up. Flip back. Back hand goes on the thigh. Just go ahead and reach back for a nice stretch. Reverse warrior. Go ahead and cartwheel down. Back to plank. Knees, chest, chin. Bring it through to cobra. Now this time, go ahead and bring your hands in front of you and press more. So we're just getting more into a abdominal and core stretch. You're still engaging the upper back. The chest is still pointed forward. Imagine that string and just breathe into it. Engage around your lower back so that you are not sinking or pressing into the lower back. That is counterproductive for what we're trying to do here. Okay, come back down. Press all the way to downward facing dog. Take some deep breaths here. Again, you can move, you can stay static. I'm gonna try to stay static this time because I was moving last time, so I'm just being aware of the differences. So see if you can recognize that as well in yourself. Okay, left foot, go ahead and bring it forward. We're coming up to warrior two. Back foot goes to 90 degrees, 90 degree bend in the front. Stand up and your hips, again, 45 degrees. Back hand, palm is down, align it with where your ankle is at. Front hand, align it over the knee. And enjoy this pose. Can you find enjoyment in these tougher, challenging poses? And can you look at it as a mindset challenge instead of wondering when I'm going to stop talking and let you get out of this pose? Just feel the different sensations in the body Are your hips on fire? Are your shoulders on fire? Is it hard to maintain the straight line? And a lot of that comes from the strength where you feel like you are holding a pencil between your shoulder blades. So when you engage that part, that will help keep the hands in line. Flip your hands. Stay present. Flip those hands back over. Back palm rests on the back leg. Reverse warrior, stretch back. Nice side stretch. Okay, go ahead and cartwheel those hands down. Back foot, or I'm sorry, front foot goes back. Now knees, chest and chin. Come up again. Let's do that deep cobra. So palms of the hands come closer to the front of the mat, still in the same line as the shoulders. And then engage the core, engage the lower body, and stretch. Press up. Engage between the shoulder blades. Send that chest forward. All right, go ahead and come down. Press all the way to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here. Now go ahead and just walk your feet to the middle of the mat, about halfway. Then you meet your hands in the middle. And let's start to come up to a standing pose. Fantastic. All right, we're gonna work on some balancing poses real quick. So first thing we're gonna do is tree pose. So find a nice area in the middle of your mat. And we'll start with the left leg. So ground down with that leg. So what I mean by that is have a really solid base from your hip down to the floor, down to your knees, ankles. Make sure all that is nice, solid, in line. So you don't want to lock out, but you don't want a deep bend. So nice solid trunk there for our tree, right? Right foot, go ahead and start to bring it up. So your hands can be on your hips or in prayer, whatever your preference is. If you are absolute beginner and your balance is a little bit off, you can just start with bringing the foot above the ankle or even lower it a bit so that it's providing some extra balance for you, like a kickstand. If you are totally ready to go into tree, you can grab that leg and place that foot above the knee. So you want to be above or below the knee joint. We don't want to put counter pressure on that hinge joint because that's going to wreck our knees. So let's work here on our balance. You can gaze at a spot about 4 feet in front of you on the ground. And if you are a pro at this, you can go ahead and close your eyes, test out that balance, see how it works. These balancing poses are really great for stability and building that strength. You'll probably feel it in your hip the longer we stand here on one leg. This is great for hiking. Go ahead and drop that foot, and let's go ahead and get ready to balance on the other side. So find that right foot solid on the ground, building your stability throughout that right leg. And then when you're ready, bring that foot up to wherever you did on the other side. Feel free to challenge yourself. If you fall down, lose your balance, whatever, just come back at it. Again, how you do anything is how you do everything. So when we struggle with something, we keep working at it. But we also give ourselves the time and the compassion to be able to work at these things, because nothing happens overnight. It's the cumulative of all of our hard work that we put in to be able to see the results that we want. All right, come out of that pose. Next thing we're gonna do is, so feet are gonna be wide apart, so a little bit wider than the hips. Toes are about 45 degrees. Hand is at heart center. And we're just gonna squat down. Just squat down as low as you can go. The way that you'll tell when you've gone too far, you've reached your max, is your knees will start coming in. So you wanna bend, keeping the spine straight, and come down until you get to that point where you have no more mobility and flexibility, and your body will tell you that. So when you start to go in, stop, come out of it a little bit, and that's your max. So let's go ahead and hold here. Knees, ankles are in line. Your knees should not be over the toes. So make sure that they are between the ankle and your start of your toes, I should say. Hold this. I know this is tough. We got this. Back is straight. And close your eyes. Take some deep breaths if you need. All right, let's go ahead and sink all the way down. We're coming to the floor. All right, nice job, everyone. So we're gonna work on a little bit of hip mobility at this point. So go ahead and put your feet in front of you. So you're making a diamond shape with the legs. And from here, you're gonna sit really straight. Grab at your ankles, and you're going to rock your pelvis back and forth. So you'll feel nice stretch. It's almost like a seated cat-cow is what we're doing. So as we come forward, we can pull at right above our ankles with our arms and get a nice arch through the back. And then let's round down, nose to belly button. Come back up, nose to belly button. Back up, nose to belly button. Up. Nose to belly button. Let's do this 3 more times. Nose to belly button. Up. Nose to belly button. Last one, let's hold this arch. And nose to belly button. Hold this one, nice stretch. Should feel really good through your back. All right, go ahead and keep the legs out in front of you. I'm gonna do windshield wipers. This is good for hip mobility. Feet are about shoulder width apart. You drop both knees to the right, center, and then both knees to the left. So let's do that. Go at your own pace here. Just a few more. Can you tell if one leg is tighter than the other? I know I can with this. My left leg and my left side are the ones that always seem to have more issues. All right, let's go ahead and come up. Go ahead and lay on your back, totally flat. Take one leg, I'm using my right leg, go ahead and cross it over the other so that your ankle is on the thigh. And with your right hand, just press that leg out. So you're getting a nice stretch through the hip. Keeping your back as flat as possible so you can increase that and get some stretch through the cervical spine by bringing your chin slightly down toward the chest. That'll help straighten all that out. If you need a little bit more than what this stretch is providing, you can lift that bottom leg and thread the needle so hands come through and back around the hamstring and pull that in for a stretch. Continuing to keep the back straight. I release that leg, switch legs. So left comes over right now. And just press into that leg. Feel that hip opening. Again, the spine is straight. Chin is slightly tucked toward the chest. Straighten out the C-spine. If you need a bit of an extra stretch, go ahead and lift that bottom leg up. Thread the needle. Nice stretch. Place that leg down. Bring both of your knees into your chest. Give yourself a huge hug. Curl up into a tight ball. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release all of that. Just go ahead and lay flat on your mat. Let everything relax. Imagine that you are laying in the straightest line possible with your spine. Your shoulder blades are tucked underneath your back. Your shoulders are nice and open. Palms are to the side. Palms facing up. And for the next few moments, practice taking long, slow, deep breaths. These long, slow, deep breaths activate our parasympathetic nervous system. And what that does is it tells our nervous system that we can calm down and we don't have to be in fight or flight mode, which we are sometimes, more often than not, chronically stuck in. So taking a few moments for these long, slow breaths, letting the nervous system know that you are grounded and everything is okay. Letting the body completely relax. Take one more deep breath. Exhale it all the way out. Right, bring your hands all the way overhead for a nice full body stretch. Go ahead and sit up whatever way feels comfortable for you. If that's just sitting up or rolling to one side. Come to a seated position on your mat. Hands to heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you have a great recovery day, and we'll be back on the trail soon. Bye, everyone.